I know I'm going to need a saw for clearing widowmakers where I hunt. It's the night before the hunt. Let's make a mount.
Brian's Mobile One.
This was covered with so many trees. This whole thing was just trees up here and here. And it's not so much that this makes it possible. You can do it by hand. It's just I got all of this cleared, and I got all of this, which is just as bad, in 2 more sections below. No big deal. How loud is it? Let me show you. If I talk over the top of it, it'll whisper. It's pretty quiet. You can still hear what I'm saying, I think. And it's kind of a higher pitch whine. Doesn't carry as far. Well, it's time to pick up all my stuff and get going. I just did all of that with a tree stand on my back, bino pack, rangefinder, radio, day pack. The meat bees love me, yellow jackets, but I think I got into some hives because they are everywhere. I don't care. This was fun. Actually, I got carried away. I really did. I was going to do just a little bit. I did all the way from the top of the hill down to here, and then I kept going, and I did more. There's a log through here I got rid of. Big one here I got rid of. I'm not kidding. I got going. I couldn't stop. There's just so many, and a lot of them I could cut them back up high and then slide them. So you see, like this one was connected up in here. That was a big one. And all of these I got, and then more down the way. This trail is fixed. I got an electric chainsaw because they're quieter and they don't leave you smelling like two-stroke when you're chasing the deer. It's got a scabbard that goes on it. I traced that out on some aluminum. I made a box. You can buy these. You just can't buy them for a Honda to fit to that and have a quart of oil on the side. But come to find out, I have all this stuff I can make my own. So that's what we're doing. You can see that I've got the little cutouts here. I just made these 18 millimeter, the same as the mounts that hold the number plate. There's something just so stinking satisfying about making a part and just having it fit dead nuts on. I don't even have to touch it, it's just perfect. And then I'm gonna weld this. It's aluminum, it looks heavy, but it's not, it's super light. This goes on here, and then that guy right there goes through this hole, and the bar goes down the side of here. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to put there, because I made a paper one. If you put it this way, it matches there, and I've got one for the other side. It's a really fancy shape, so just make it out of paper. But you just put it like that, and then you drill your hole. I've also got some kitchen cutting board material that's going to go in right here. This is where the chainsaw blade goes down the side of it. It weighs very little. It weighs almost nothing. So I say if you can make one of these and it's less than 25 pounds, you're doing a good job. So it weighs, with the scabbard, it's over 2 pounds. It's 2 pounds, 5 ounces. That is 1 kilogram and 3.5 grams. How much does all this stuff weigh? The battery pack that came with it weighs 615 grams. Battery pack that came with a different tool, it's 2 amp hours instead of 5, is 360 grams. And the bare tool, if you were to put these in your backpack and just have this on the handlebars messing with your groove, would be 3 kilograms, would be 3.57 kilograms. And so if you switch around to 7 pounds, 14 ounces, so 8 pounds. So that is 13 ounces. That is 1 pound, 6 ounces. That's pretty light. That's pretty good. You can see this funky Dr. Seuss shape is going to correspond with this curve that you see right there. So by the time that slips in there, bam, it's going to look so good. this is what you're shooting for right here. This is pretty decent. It might be a little bit thin. So I'm going to try to do a bridge across these. Whenever you have a thing like this, you want to have support to it so it doesn't crack. This would crack and break across here. This is too cold. You can see I didn't penetrate the other side, but by and large it's not going to matter. I've marked out where my hole's got to be. Let's go to the drill press. So it kicks out and does dumb things. Will bolt fit? It should, because it might fit. Yep. So these go on here. Just like that. This guy goes in here. So what I do here is push and pull and prod and do whatever it takes to get that over the hole. And ding it. There's one thing I really didn't like is this one was kind of close. The other one had good distance. So I just put my arm in the handlebars, foot on the tire, and I just pulled. And it made this really gross, grainy sound. And now it's perfect. Now I can stick my pinky back there and there's no risk of getting this thing chafed up. I just got my points of contact where I want them. And I've just got the 2 bolts. It doesn't rattle. I've just got 2 bolts. I don't have the top other 2 for 4. And it's just doing awesome. I mentioned a cutting board piece that's going to go in there so that you just throw it in without the scabbard. But this is it. It's just going to go in like that. I'm going to screw it down or do a couple of bolts or something here because the metal part here locks into the scabbard. I can tell you, or I can show you, you see there's like a line right here, like a cast line. And it locks onto that. So I've drilled it and I've cut it with an angle grinder. Oh man, so I had to get this to taper up so that I can get over the top of the welds, but I think that's pretty close. You want the scabbard to be squeezed in there and you want it to grab on this on that line. I think I have that because you want to pull the saw and leave the scabbard behind. Alright, well there it is, just like that. I've got my corner lined up right. I'm as surprised as you are. And then when I was welding around it to reinforce it, I locked in where it was at and it was shrunk. I had this thing perfect. Alright, we'll get it perfect again. I need to get these 2 corners here and here. Well, it looks good at the top. Get in this way, but the bottom's got some conflict. I bet it'll go though. Yep. I gotta take out that corner too because these corner welds. Alright, back out again, in and out. That's how I cracked it. Better to have it crack here than when you're out on the trail. Alright, we're going in. This just reinforces that whole area. Fabricating, especially a one-off, I don't care if you're a big 3 automotive master maker dude or what, you're going to have all kinds of tweaks and adjustments and troubleshooting and whatnot. So we're back to the bench, the Group W bench, where they may put you if you may not be moral enough to join the Army after being a litter bug. Okay, so slap that on there. I put these 2 pieces on. This is the most important one. This is like, oh yeah, we got to do that. This got to go on here. So I'm going to line up just this part of the pin. I'm going to tack it, and then after it's tacked on, I'm going to bend this up and then tack this part. it out. Kick yourself out right now. Hit the rock. Kick yourself out now. Woo-hoo. Well, this thing just feels so much more solid. It's weird because it's so incredibly light. If you want to get away with using really thin material, this has aluminum SH060. You have to box it, reinforce it, all that kind of fun stuff. So the front of this is not boxed in. Gonna do it. Forgot to turn the camera on. I got into this. So you can see I've got this bent forward. That gives a little strength top and bottom. That kind of boxes this in. I've got it tacked here, here, and back here. So now I'm just going to weld it in and fabricable the crap out of this thing. Alright, this is final product. I don't like bungees. I like these Velcro ones better. This is plenty enough to go around. I just need to make a slit right here with the plasma cutter and I'll be in good shape. So I'm going to do that. But before I do, I want to demonstrate that I don't need the strap, if that makes sense. So I go forward and back and it's solid. I can move the whole bike. So here's the bike. I can control the bike with this. If I pull it forward or backward, side to side, it's just solid. So I think I'd be fine even if I lost the strap, but I'm going to do that as redundant, whatever. I'm nice and smooth on the back side with the welds here, so I just need to make a smooth cut here, and then I'll be able to do that strap. So, my goals were, I wanted a chainsaw file that would just friction fit right there. I wanted a friction fit quart bottle. Had some little sharp burrs from Welding, what do you call it, spatter, and I put the bottle in. It was almost empty and it just leaked everywhere. So I've got this. I don't think that that's going to come out, but you never know because a lot of forces would jostle it this way, but that's the whole point of suspension. But we'll see. I may get smarter or learn a lesson here. I'm pretty excited about the whole thing. So I'm going to pull it back off to paint it. I want it to blend in. It looks kind of like an Angus cow. It really does with those eye guards stuff. It looks like a cow. And the real proof of that is the reaction that I get from other black Angus cows. Notice I said other instead of the. Those cows were way back by the hill and they're sneaking up and they're staring at me and they're just trying to figure out what the heck I am. When I come up on other cows on the trail, especially the young ones, they can't even move. They just stop and stare. They don't know what the heck to make of it. It's kind of fun. Deer, elk, same thing. They don't know what to make of it until I go by and then they figure it out. To get it out, yeah, you pull, I'm trying to remember, I'm still new to it. Okay, so you rock this forward, pull that back, and it walks out. It doesn't pull out as quick as I'd like to. I think there'll be some break-in. As far as mounting and unmounting, you go like this. I had a little interference with it hitting the radiator, so I had to trim that up. So a T-handle just goes back for these 8mm ones for the number plate. I have to forgive me, my brain is not working. I don't know what's been going on with me the last few days. So that's all you have to do. That's 4 fasteners. And you just lift it up and rock it out. It clears the steering stabilizer. This is a problem with a lot of them. I got dirt or something, or it's chafe from something else. But anyway, it all rides behind here and it's fine. It's all in this little area right here. I'm gonna have to hit my Velcro strap with that vinyl paint that y'all recommended to me. So here's the saw. The saw goes in like this. Let it out, hang like that. And then click it in. That's locked in. Don't have to worry about it. Don't have to do anything else beyond that. But we like to go the extra mile around here. Pull that to here. Strap that. And now for sure it's not going anywhere. I really like this system. It just keeps evolving. I'm sure I'm going to make changes and do all kinds of stuff to this. Going down the trail, it looks kind of normal. It's got a little bit of an abscess. This really makes it stand out. But the whole rest of the bike, oh yeah, I forgot to finish bolting it on. And it's already super strong. I don't even have to put bolts in these, I don't think. You know I'm going to though. Holy crap, was able to clear a lot of stuff. I found I didn't have enough. I was hauling a bunch of gear, tree stand junk and whatnot. And if I were to build this again, I would build, and I may just add it on, I would build a box so that the whole thing's a box. You have to have room for the chain safety, whatever deal. But side to side, things just kept falling out this way. My tree stand harness and trash bag and lock that I lock the bike up with, they all kept falling out this way, which is unfortunate because the exhaust is right here. You can see where, yeah, trash bag melted on there. Made a heck of a stink. This saw blade or chain has done really well. DeWalt typically makes good stuff, and this is not the exception. I think it's a pretty decent saw. I love how light it is. I love how quiet it is. And I love the mount that I made for my bike, so that makes me like it even more because now I'm invested in it. I've got a whole bunch of buy-in now.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to click like and subscribe.